to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico. You're talking to the bad guy. Toothpicking your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, yo. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?
What's going on, everybody, man? We a very special place in time, man. Something very dear to my heart. I ain't even give the proper look. This is my boy Coach Bingo, man. This Coach Bingo, man. I'm Coach Bazz, man. Bazz and Bingo Show, man. We here at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College here in this beautiful facility.
Home champions.
Home champions, man. 5 national championships, man. Well, I can keep going. Multiple state championships, man. This is my alma mater, man. I love this place very dearly. I met my wife here, man. I got a degree from this place, man. I can keep going on and on. What you think about Coach Bingo? What you think about this place?
They overlook me.
It's same colors, go shake something.
Yeah, but that's the point. They overlooked me, man. When I was in high school, they overlooked me. So, but I still love Perk, and that's where I got my associates from the beginning. So, you went to the Gulf Coast and you went to school on the Gulf Coast Junior College, you got a degree from Perk or JC or JD. So this place holds a little special place in our heart, and that's why we got the access that we got today to come in here to show y'all what we want to show everybody else about the greatness of Perk, man.
Right, man, most definitely, man. I want to thank Coach Wright and the whole coaching staff. Stephen Campbell Jr., man, the AD here, man. They let us in this place, man. This is a very special place. You know, we just want to take advantage of it, an opportunity to get to know Coach Wright and the coaching staff here today, man, and really like dive deep, get that inside look, man. We're gonna get to tour this building, man. We on the 3rd floor, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful press box, man.
This place, I know this place looks better than some FCS and D1 schools.
Definitely. And I stick my chest out a little bit. I'm very proud, man.
You can tell when the team win a championship.
Oh, most
definitely. Come back into the program.
Yeah,
you
man.
see it up
it's
there.
definitely, man. The carpet, look at the carpet, man. The carpet is nice.
You can tell no players up there. They don't stink, don't smell like.
Look, it looks like they got a little player.
That's for coaches. I guarantee that's for coaches, man.
Coaches in a couple of Madden players, you know, they playing Madden up here, man. I love it, man. But check out this chrome helmet, man. Look, we only had the blue top. I was telling Coach right there, we only had the blue top. They got the chrome, they got the smoke gray, they got the blue, man. They got all kind of helmets, man. So
they don't pop out with a powder blue next. That's what they
come out. That's gonna be too nasty.
That's gonna be too nasty.
That's too nasty, man.
But if you are a dog and you anywhere close to where Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College is in Perk, Mississippi, then you need to be watching this show because you're gonna get a hands-on experience with every coach on the coaching staff, and starting with the man at the top, Coach Wright. So, top 23 players. It's your moment right here, man. So you need to be paying attention.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. We ain't gonna hold it up. We got a special guest. Coach Wright's gonna come on first, man. But we'll be right back. Everybody, it's Coach Bazz here, founder of Smack 'em Athletics, Smack 'em World, and also co-host of Bazz and Bingo. With my good friend Seneca Hampton, Coach Bingo.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, Coach Bingo? So we have a show where we highlight high school and middle school athletes. And right now it's football season, and we've been covering all over the coast and keeping the fans, you know, in tune with what's going on. And we got basketball season coming up, so we're pretty much getting excited about that as well. Along with the Street Geeks, our ultimate goal is to make a positive impact around the community around us. We're asking for a donation in exchange for advertising your business and your products on our shows. With your help, we know we can make a positive impact around the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. If you have any questions, contact streetgeeks.com. Either you could call Coach Bingo as well.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Coach Bingo back with another week of Smack 'em Top performance.
Yeah, Chico, talking to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Toothpicking your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, yo. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?
Welcome back, man. We got Coach Wright sitting with us, man. How you doing, Coach Wright?
Couldn't be better. Glad to be with you guys and glad to be here in our building.
Man, most definitely, man. So, Coach Wright, off the top, man, we just want to ask, how did you feel about this year's signing day class, man? How do you feel about the program? Do you feel like I'm going to build on it for a national championship run?
Absolutely. You know, I feel like we had a really strong class in 21. We had a lot of our top guys out of previous class. But we definitely had some needs coming into the class of 22. So we felt like we met those. Feel like we did really good at several positions. Did we get everybody we wanted? Absolutely not. You know, it's a competitive league. There's other good recruiters out there. There's other good places. Didn't get everybody we wanted, but we feel the 27 guys that we got on signing day are really, really, really strong.
They're definitely class. That's a big class.
For the seniors of the class of 22 who haven't signed, are y'all having a camp or per se for unsigned athletes?
We've already had one camp. We're considering having another one. One big thing that we do here is we get all of our guys in for summer school. Okay, so all of our signees, and then, you know, at that point in summer school, a lot of guys that are not necessarily signed to a scholarship that we feel like have a really good chance of making the team typically come to summer school. We kind of figure out where they might fit. Doesn't work out for all those guys, as you could probably guess, but I think this is going into my 5th season. I think every single year we've had one kid make the team, start for us, do really well, and get a Division I scholarship without being signed. So I'm really proud of that track record.
Awesome. That's awesome. Coach White, another thing, man. College football, JUCO, D2, D1, everything is changing by the transfer portal.
Sure.
Is it helping JUCO or is it hurting JUCO?
I think a little bit of both. Probably back when you played here, I'm guessing the roster was made up of 3 or 4, 5, 6 Power 5 drop-downs that were on the roster at Gulf Coast back when you played.
Right.
I think every junior college had some major players that dropped down to junior college for a year or two. We're really not seeing that anymore. When these guys hit the transfer portal, now 300 schools that are sitting there with a full scholarship know that the exact moment that that kid's leaving. And so there's a lot of space between the Power 5 guys and the junior college. A lot of those guys are going Group of 5, they're going FCS D2. So that dynamic of it has changed. What has helped is recruiting high school kids. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to put this in a way that I think some people haven't looked at it. The value of a high school recruit to a Power 5 school has gone down. That's the bottom line. The value of that kid has gone down. It's gone up for us. So the high school recruits from the coast, from Hattiesburg down to places that are our honey holes, those kids are very valuable to us now. So we need to sign more of those. The pressure's on us to get those kids developed and to get them moved on. But the dynamic of the high school recruits are more important for us now. The transfers are not as big of a deal as they probably used to be at this level.
So now, the fact that JUCO is back becoming a more powerhouse program now back in the state, because like you said before, it does its harm and it does its good.
Yep.
Now, are we going to start seeing more JUCO coaches on sidelines for Friday nights again now? Because I know at one point y'all was only limited, I think, to so much y'all would come to.
Well, we're only allowed to have 4, period. That's a conference rule. We're only allowed to have 4, so we can't cover every game on the coast. But yeah, we definitely will be. We have, our conference limits us, okay? What people don't realize is we're not allowed to leave certain areas to go recruit. We're only allowed to have 4 guys on the road. So we try to do as good as we can. We try to hit the top matchups on the coast every week, and can't cover them all. We try to do as good as we can.
Coach, I remember when I played in round 05, it was out of state. Remember, you only have 8 out of staters. Is it unlimited now? Or how does that
It's
work?
still 8.
Okay.
Still 8. And that's where I think the transfer portal has hit us the most. Typically, those 8 guys would have dropped down from Tennessee, Auburn, Florida for a year in their transition. With the portal now, with those kids been able to just go from school to school, we're kind of out of that mark.
On the flip side of things, now that you get to get those homegrown players back, do JUCO still have it where that pipeline where like you belong to that certain school? I know back in the day when I played, they used to have
at least like that. I think it's when you correct me if I'm wrong, any high school student in the state of Mississippi was allowed to go to any junior college. It used to be they used to lock you
District.
They used to lock you by county. So I know Gulf Coast had George County, Jackson County, Harrison County.
Yes, right.
If they locked you, you couldn't go to any high school. That's
Protected list.
That's protected.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You can choose from your district.
Yeah.
So do they still do that?
No, it's wide open, and and just to address the building that we're in, This is a $9 million field house, okay? We're on the 3rd floor right now. There's suites, luxury suites right behind us. The administration at Gulf Coast really was kind of the first group to say, look, the state's open now. We need to build some things that are going to attract top talent. And so this building was the first thing. If you look across the street, our baseball stadium is brand new, softball's brand new, soccer's putting in a brand new turf field right now. If you look across the street, you've got a brand new basketball coliseum going in. It's kind of the final piece. But the state basically became open to recruiting in 2011. And to credit the administration from Gulf Coast, they put a plan into place that really got these facilities going. And it was really 2015, 16 before some of those things started coming to fruition. Now it's kind of at its end. So you got to give them a lot of credit. They knew that facilities and recruiting were going to be even more important at the junior college.
It's like they foreseen the future and seen that, what was to come. And now
that's what good leaders do. They got a vision, they can kind of see where things are going, and they get ahead of it.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So, quick question. I want to talk about Coach and Stephen Campbell Jr. the AD. Your relationship is pretty well. How much do you often have to communicate with him on a day-to-day basis?
Stephen, you would be surprised. Stephen stays extremely busy with all the sports. Right now it's spring. And there's a lot of work to be done. I stay busy, he stays busy. We could not have won the national championship without him. There were some things that I look back along the way between 2018 and 19, some things that we did, to get certain players, with their coursework or financial aid or anything like that to put that roster together. It's a lot of work behind the scenes to put a roster together. And you can't do that without, a president, a vice president, an AD, and a coaching staff that really are kind of tugging in the same direction with the same goal. So that it really helps him have that football background. His dad coached here, was a Division I football coach. A lot of administrators now simply don't have that athletic background. And they come from the business side of it, the education side of it. There's nothing wrong with that, but it really does help having somebody that comes from a football family that played the sport, that knows the effort, knows the end goal, and kind of has the same vision as you do.
Yeah, I played for his dad in 05, 06, and I literally watched him evolve to a man. And I tell him all the time I'm proud of him, man. That's just why I just want to throw that question out to you, though.
I'm very proud, to have him as the AD here, and his support is invaluable.
This year, the coaching staff took a huge makeover. So those pieces, you fill those pieces back in immediately with good pieces. So tell me about those few coaches that you replaced with the old ones.
Jared Burton was our running backs coach. We replaced him with Nick Louvier. We bring back our D coordinator, Brett Schufelt, our D-line coach, Rod Smith, and our secondary coach, Clarence McDougal. Coach Brian and I kind of handle the offense, and Coach Kevin Revis has been hired as our offensive line coach, and we're looking to add a couple more pieces right now.
I just like the fact that how now Perk is now turning into not just the players getting recruited, the coaches are getting recruited. People are stealing their coaches left and right. Absolutely, that's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Our goal in junior college is to win and move these players forward. Well, if you're doing your job, then as a coach, you'll move forward. So that's just the way it is. The nature of sports is you try to get to the highest level. If you're a player, you try to get to the NBA or the NFL. If you're a coach, you're trying to get to Alabama or the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's just where we're trying to get to. So that's just the nature of competition. The good thing is here we have a track record of, even when Coach Campbell was here, of sending a large number of our guys out. Every junior college is going to send a handful out. I don't think any junior college over the last 20 years has produced simply the number of 4-year scholarship athletes that like Gulf Coast has.
Yeah, you see it a lot because, like I said, we both follow Perk, and you just see like, dang, Perk got this kid doing this, Perk got that kid doing that. We still call him Perk because everybody else is MGCCC, but Perk is legendary in the state of Mississippi. If you play ball at Perk, more than likely you had a good darn chance of going to D1. 90%. I think the graduation rate like a 90.
It was 100 last year.
100.
It was 100.
So that's I think
100% of them got
student athletes.
One thing that you know, the wins are really good. Of course, as a coach, we're really, really competitive. But Seneca, we've put 44 guys into 4-year scholarships the last 2 years.
It's
44. That is triple. That's 3 times as many as any other junior college in Mississippi. So that's one thing I'm extremely proud of. The wins are going to come in. We're not going to win every game. We're going to try as hard as we can to. We're not going to win every single game. I want to give these guys an opportunity to better their life and go play at a high level.
I think a lot of these guys really just want to play and have that exposure because they know if you get seen when coaches or recruiters from other schools come here, first thing they're going to do is look at the tape and they're going to see those guys. So if you're not playing, you ain't getting looked at.
That's right. You got to be able to play. You got to put some quality film on tape. When these guys come to Gulf Coast, if they're from Gaucher High School and they sign at Gulf Coast, national recruit. Just look at DeAndre Torrey.
Thanks.
You know, no, there's no question in high school he had great film.
Yeah,
but there was only a limited number of people that knew the name, that saw the film of him coming out of high school.
Yeah.
He's too short, you know, that whatever knock they wanted to come up with, they came up with.
Straight
But
dog.
he came to Gulf Coast and produced.
1 year.
He was a national recruit.
Yeah.
How does a kid from Gaucher wind up in Denton, Texas? You know, this puts you on a national stage playing. And that's part of our recruiting bench.
And I just pray that he get his name called in April, man, or just make a roster.
What are they saying? What's the latest on him? I haven't kept up with it.
We've been in late 5th, 6th round.
Okay.
Yeah. Just get his name called.
If they know the kind of kid he is, they'll draft him higher.
I'm pretty sure, hey, if anybody looking at call his man, he knows.
He's the real deal. He's the real deal.
He is. I love him. I call him Tory Two Spin because you know he be spinning and just I love him. Good kid, humble on him.
His highlight tape out of Gulf Coast.
It's crazy.
I mean, it was, it's incredible.
Yeah.
The runs that he had here were amazing.
And you got a kid that's gonna be, I think, gonna be the same way as him in 2021 signing Dale and Billboard. I think Dale gonna come in here and have an excellent career. Perk. I just when y'all got him, I said, they hit a home run. Yeah, they hit a home run. They gonna know what to do with him. You know.
Well, you know, we have literally one measure of evaluation on running backs. There's a lot of good running backs in the state of Mississippi. There's a lot, and we watch them all. The one thing that really sets Dagon apart is the number of tackles that he breaks on his highlight. I mean, there's so many times that he breaks a tackle. Sometimes he breaks it with agility. Sometimes he breaks it with speed. Sometimes he breaks it with balance, vision. He's got the complete tool set. He needs to put on a little weight and get bigger and stronger and more physical. That's what we're here for. But he has an innate ability to break tackles.
I just think him, he's gonna be awesome this year. Then I see you when I got kicker. A lot of people overlook that. You know, y'all went out and got an all-state kicker. Danny Dozen kicker and Gabe Showalter, man. So y'all had another home run with that. So that's how you win games with kicking.
Right.
Y'all addressed that issue. I think I don't know if it was 19 or 20. Y'all had kicking issues.
We did. We actually won the national championship at 19, but our Achilles heel was kicking. We had some kicking issues. We were good enough at quarterback and good enough on defense to really be a powerful enough team to overcome that. Most teams are not going to overcome that. You got to be solid in all 3 phases. The minute I saw Gabe Showalter practice kickoffs his junior year, I said, that kid can kick. You know, it comes off his foot different. So we've been recruiting Gabe a long time. We offered him a long time ago, and we're just glad he signed to Gulf Coast. Glad to have him here.
That's good. Who else out of your 21 class? Who are some other ones that stood out to you that you know can probably come in and make an immediate impact?
Well, you know, we signed it while we're on the coast, and we talked about Bilbo. You know, we signed Oscar Hampton out of Van Cleve. A lot of hidden athleticism. What we see is a guy that's going to get bigger. You know, he's put on some weight, but when you take a tight end that's 210 pounds that can do a windmill dunk, you know, I've never had too many of those guys that are able. My teams are able to do that. So anytime a guy that's that, if he's bringing that amount of athleticism to the table, it's my job as a coach to get that out of him. So he's got to put on weight, got to get bigger and stronger, kind of a basketball kid in high school. So he's got to have that football mentality, which I know he does. It's just going to be a matter of time. We also signed Hanford from Gaucher, who's a really physical DB. Have high expectations for him. Also off the coast at Ocean Springs, we signed David Humphries, another running back.
That's a good running back.
Played in the North-South game.
Yeah. He's one of our favorites.
He's a really good athlete. You can see him doing a lot of things in space. Watched him at All-Star practice. They're out there pitching and catching the ball around, just really smooth hands, just able to do a lot of stuff. Also off that team, Avery Carter, and another kid that's 6'5", 190 pounds. Right now, his frame is not ready to go play D1, but after a year or two at Perk, you talk about the sky's the limit for a guy like that. Another guy, you watch him run up and down the basketball court, just watch him play and operate and move his hips around. An incredible athlete. He's one of those guys that can play one of 10 spots on defense. He can play corner, he can play outside linebacker, just an athlete. He'll be able to do a lot of things.
Dion Harden, y'all shocked everybody because I knew Uno was going D1 out straight out. But when I seen him sign with Perk, to me, I consider Perk D1. Like if you go to Perk, that's like signing a D1 scholarship because everybody just can't get a Perk scholarship these days. They're not giving away; they're actually earned. So.
Yeah, we're proud of him. You talk about a kid that can fly.
Yeah.
I mean, he can run, and he's not little either. He's put together. We're happy to get him. I got to give Coach Van Bryant a lot of credit on that one. We were kind of recruiting in a different direction at first. Then we were kind of forced to pivot, and Dion was really going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I remember.
He was headed somewhere else. And Coach Bryant just was not going to let that happen. He kept hitting him over the head with a sledgehammer until he committed to Gulf Coast. So we're proud to have him here, and he's a playmaker. We have one requirement at receiver here at Gulf Coast. You got to be able to fly. Yeah. If you can't fly, then we're not going to offer you a scholarship. And Dion meets that requirement.
Most definitely. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm excited for this year. I can't wait to come to the games and check them out. Because y'all will be here, Oscar Hampton is my cousin, so I'm most definitely gonna be here to check him out, man. Me and Coach Bazz.
I'll be literally 20 minutes away from, so then I'm gonna be attending some of these beautiful games, man. Right now, I think I'm running for a national championship, coach. We're gonna have one more question. Ask for some other coaches to come. Tell us a little bit about that 2019 Dream Season, the national championship, man. How special it was, man. Give the people how it was.
Really special, really special. Really two big factors were just the defensive production. Just incredibly hard to move the football. So, we're out there playing, a lot of man-to-man coverage, and you can't complete a ball. We have really, really talented DBs, and our front was strong. A lot of guys off that defense signed Division I, almost all of them signed Division I. And then I had a really great quarterback from my bench, Chance Lovertich, who's backing up Will Rogers at Mississippi State. At 5'9", for him to move on from here to play Division I football. Imagine how hard it is sending a kid down to get a short guy scholarship.
Yeah.
It's tough. These colleges are so dimensions oriented. Take a 5'9" guy, and he had to have some great film. He had to play at a high level for that size for him to be able to go play Division I.
Especially like Mississippi State in the air raid offense.
Absolutely.
Backing up Will Rogers too. Like it ain't the saying that Rogers won't get benched next season, and he can get in there. You just never know.
Right.
I'm always rooting for the coach.
Well, we're proud of Chance, but the other thing, there was a lot of intangibles on that group. That group, we worked them really, really hard, and they just kind of attacked that. They ran to it. So I really love that group just because they were really talented, but they didn't just win with talent. They worked and they earned everything that they got. So just a lot of respect for everybody on the team.
No, definitely, Coach Wright, man. We really appreciate your time, man. We're gonna ask you to bring some of your other coaching staff, man, so we can introduce them to the world, man, on the Bazz and Big O Show, man. Coach, man,
Thank you very much. You guys come back anytime, come to a game. I encourage your audience to check our schedule out on the internet. Come to every home game. We want you guys here.
And to give me your Twitter handle so they can follow you, Coach.
Coach Wright Perk. Coach Wright Perk. So there you go. I still call it Perk.
Perk. Hey, matter of fact about that, how do you feel about high school athletes inboxing you or DMing you or tagging you in their highlight film? Is that do you mind that, or is it another way you
I don't mind it. I think the high school athletes need to understand that I'm a junior college coach and I get probably 20 per day. It's a lot. It's a lot. So it's impossible to evaluate and respond to everybody. What we try to do is just try to filter it out as quick as fast as we can. If a kid is in state and from local, obviously we're gonna spend a little more time looking at it. But a lot of times we'll get kids in Florida, Texas, California that are doing that, looking for an opportunity. And we kind of filter those out at a different speed.
Got to be fair and impartial.
Man, we sure appreciate the coach, right, man. We're gonna move on to the next coaches, man. We can see it. All right, we're back with another segment, man. We got some two special coaches here, coach. Y'all introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Rod Smith. I coach the defensive line.
Hey.
Brett Schufeld, I'm the defensive coordinator, and I work with the linebackers.
All right, man, that's awesome, man. So first question I want to ask, man, what type of defense do y'all? Y'all have attacking defense? Is y'all zone, man-to-man? What y'all like to do, coach?
We run a 4-3 defense, and then we have a reputation for playing a lot of man.
I love that man-to-man coach. So, coach, what technique? What's your best technique you like to teach your D-line? I know you want violent hands. That's the number one thing for a D-line coach. You like the 5-1 or the 3 tech. Who's your best? What's your best thing you like to set for? I know at the 4-3 you had 2 5s and 1 and 3. So I know a little bit.
Yeah, okay. You know, we're gonna keep it simple for them. We're gonna play some 5s, some 3s, and some shades of 1s, and we're gonna attack and react. You know, we're gonna reset the line of scrimmage because I truly believe it starts up front, and it is up front.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's the true game changer.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Coach Mingo?
Yeah. What's your type of defensive player? What the kind do you look for in Coach Smith?
You know, two things that we talk a lot about in the meeting room. It's like some attitude, and effort. You know, those two things that go a long way.
Kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, great attitude, being, you know, you can control that, right? And then, you know, just talking about facilitating around the room a positive attitude, and then the effort, like you can control that too. You know, we're looking for those guys that are gonna play hard. What are you doing when the ball's away from you? What are you doing the plays too? And just really with those two intangibles, you know, everything else can kind of take care of itself in the sense of, you know, great attitude, and the kids gonna play hard for you, you can win by ball games.
Yes. What about you, Coach?
Well, when I'm recruiting somebody, I look for somebody that's a great tackler. I think that's the key to defense. I don't think any scheme can overcome a missed tackle. So that's really big with us. And then I look for speed and length. We're a junior college, so we try to project out that the kid will be able to move on. The expectation here is to go to Division I. So you know, we look for kids that have that potential to move on.
As the defensive coordinator, what do you expect out of your position coaches?
My position coaches, I tell them to, you know, kind of coach like they're a player, and I expect my players to play like their coaches, to, you know, be smart out there, and then I expect them to bring a lot of enthusiasm and passion in the game, which they do. You know, both the coaches I have the honor to work with, you know, they just do a wonderful job, so kind of turn them loose, and we all come together and let our guys off the chain.
You never hear a player talk bad about their time at Perk, especially on the football team and with the coaches. You never hear no guys that went to Perk talk bad about they talk. As soon as we pulled up, all the memories came back to him. You can tell he went here. It's just some kind of stigma, I guess, about coming up here.
Instantly.
They overlook me.
We still love you, though. We still love you. So, coach, man. So, let's talk about like game week preparation. I'm gonna go to you first. How do you prepare your guys to get ready for y'all that opponent? Because you know you're the D-line coach, right? How are you getting them prepared and let them know this tackle right here, he got long arms. If he gets his hands on you, you're dead. So you gotta have violent hands. How do you get that? How do you get them to understand it?
It starts with film preparation. You know, so we get all the games, we're breaking down the film during the week. So when I go in, my job is to run game. You know, what are the tendencies that they like to do as far as the plays? You know, they're power counter team, they're zone, you know, team. So, you know, I go in from there and drop the top plays. And then from there, you know, I go critique the offensive line. Okay, the tackles, like you said, they high wall setters. So this week, they set up the high wall, we're going to have an escape to come inside. Right? We're going to let them wall you off, this and that. The guards, like quick hand setter, we gotta be ready to club the ribs. All right, power rush move, get them all quick. And then from there, we reiterate that all week. So then on the practice field, once we watch the film and I give them the scout reports on the beginning of the week, then we'll go out and practice. You know, and each week is different, of course, when you play. But that's kind of how we diagnose what preparation of the game.
Coach, about how much film do you think you have to feel comfortable with? You already know you feel comfortable with your staff, but for yourself, because I know you get the butterflies still, even though you know you're the coordinator. How much film do you think you have to watch throughout the week? Hours, right?
You know, of course, as a coordinator, just have it. You want to watch as much film as possible.
Right.
I don't think you can ever watch enough.
Right.
But I really don't care what they do. They're going to have to get ready to play us.
Oh, man.
So,
I love it, coach. I love it, coach. I love it, coach. I love it.
I love it. They're going to have to. Our deal is we dictate what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So you telling them beat you?
Yeah. We're gonna tag you in and let you punch us in the face. I love it, coach. I love it.
When y'all on the game day situation, what type of mindset you trying to get your players into that day? Either that you start that Wednesday or you start that Monday, or what? Like during the week, when do you mentally get them ready to get ready for that game that Thursday night?
Coach Wright's put together a really, I think, the best game week prep that I've been around. I've been doing this for a long time, but it starts on that Sunday night, and we introduce things, and we talk about their personnel. We talk about their key plays. The assistants do a great job of breaking down their respective parts of the scouting report, and then we had that Monday and Tuesday to really get ready for it, and by Wednesday, the hay's in the barn. So, the biggest thing with our kids is confidence. We want them to feel confident going into that game. So, irregardless of what we've done, they do a great job of reining me in, because we'll get there on the board and we'll be like, oh, look, we could do this and this, but wake up. This is what we are. This is what we do. Right. There's been times where we've had to change that up because of personnel and injuries, but by and large, we're true to what we are around here. And the week prep is important for these kids. They've got a schedule, and they don't like changes. And if the changes do happen, and we've had some jerks and surprises and tragedies and things, but you've got to get them ready for that Thursday, because that's coming. That day's coming. So, I think we do a really good job getting those kids ready. So,
Tell me about the chainsaw. What's the other day, man?
Well, we've got a defense called Black Saw, and when we call Black Saw, it's kind of hitting the nitrous, and just everybody knows what that means. Somehow the saw thing, I don't know, it just happened. It was during the 19 season, and I don't even know where it came from. It wasn't planned. I didn't ask for permission, because it probably wouldn't have been granted. And, we just went and got a chainsaw, and I went down there, and the people at the chainsaw store gave me a big one, and
Still sponsored them, I see.
Oh yeah, we're the only the college football team sponsored by chainsaw.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, steel chainsaws.
Plug.
Gotta plug it.
Make sure you put that.
Yeah, they're German, so they didn't know what they were like, it's chainsaws, what's this, football, is it soccer? And I'm like, no, it's American. But they're getting better about it. But, and then, the kids just love it, and it scares the heck out of the other team.
You got me.
So.
I was here for in 19 when y'all beat East Mississippi here.
Oh yeah.
And I was with one of my former players here, my friend King Simmons, and we were standing down in the lobby with the players walk out, and I heard, I jumped, and I was like, man, what was that, man? And seen somebody out there trying to bring it up, man, and I'm like, oh my God, and here comes Drake Thornton, welcome to Perk, baby. He was still getting recruited by y'all then, but
He was right there with us.
I knew y'all had him in the bag. He
times. So, and that's I don't know. So many of these things that happen with the team, they come from, you know, they just start up little traditions, and you know, of course winning helps that. But yeah, we got a good little thing going, and the kids kind of enjoy it. We got tradition. There's so much here. It's Perk, like you said. There's, you know, you get quiet in here, you can hear them talk. You can hear the echoes of teams past. You know, so it's a heady thing. But we just want to keep that tradition alive here. You know, expectations high.
Coach, man, I want to ask you, man, for spring workouts, man, when did y'all actually start the official, like, we used to call it dog day?
Dog day, yeah.
Dog day. When did y'all start, when you going to 5 o'clock in the morning workouts?
Yeah.
How you feel about that, too? How you feel about that, Coach? Because y'all got to get up,
5 o'clock, let's get up. That's what I love about Jack Wright. He's not, you know, at 2 o'clock, you know, from 2 to 5, we work these guys out, and it's tough.
Okay.
But you know, their day, we don't do the early morning thing we talked about.
Okay.
And some of that, but
It's another way to do it.
yeah,
I wish it like that.
Really?
We had to do it, man.
all it does is make
it
makes everybody volatile.
You know, listen, I'm telling you, I'm not even being funny. I wake up 4 o'clock every morning because of that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not, I'm not even joking. I get what's gotta be.
Your family.
I got it. That's
For us, the coaches, we'd get up and we'd be like, oh, please, such and such show up and not have to, you know, because you're with your player, especially the secondary guy, because he's just like, oh, geez, here we go. And we still, but yeah, so we don't, you know, and I get the value. There's a value in waking them guys up early and stuff, and I think we are doing a little bit of that this year to kind of test their oil, but by and large, man, it's kind of like an NFL thing around here where we're, you know, you show up to work at a decent hour, that's what your time is. We're working them hard. I don't know if you've been our receiver coach, and Brian.
I'm up at that. Yeah, man, I'm up too, man. Man, Coach, man, we really appreciate y'all, man, giving us the time of the day, man. We know being a college coach, it's a lot of work, man. You know, it's a lot of work, dedication, and we really honor y'all, man. And we're privileged to be sitting here with you guys.
When we heard you guys were paying us, we. I was like, how much? I was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm all over it. I brought the little one. It goes on head count.
It's not a misunderstanding.
This is Cassie, by the way.
Oh, man. Cassie, man, we're glad to have Cassie on the show, man. Coach, man, we really appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, she gonna be back in this footage 20 years now.
Man, we got the defensive coordinator, D-line coach, DC, man, and the coach, man. We really appreciate y'all, man. Coach, you got anything before we let them go?
Y'all defensive player, y'all need to be trying to hit these men up on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, coach, you know, I got Twitter.
We love.
Y'all give them y'all Twitter handle so we can.
Shoot, my hand. It's we ran as shoe fell. It's from it's kind of old school, but yeah, hit me up. I mean, you find me on web, whatever. I look at film. Same deal though. We get hit with a lot of stuff, but we are gonna look at it, and you know, we love. We're here to help. So love players.
Oh, mine is RSMEM_Rod. RSMEM_Rod. That's what I got on there.
Linebackers, DNs.
D-line, yeah.
I got to rebuild my whole linebacker core too.
You got to
All those guys are going D1.
I don't know what you're gonna do with Zay Hanford, but
No, I look forward to him. He's gonna be. He can play like 3 or 4 of the positions.
Right?
We're just looking forward to that. And that's what we look for. We don't look for one certain spot. We look at a guy because you know you can't tell what these colleges are looking at. So we're looking at a guy that's going to grow.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Everything Coach Smith said earlier, attitude and effort, you got that time to him. That kid, he just comes from a great background, great family, man. Good kid, man. I think if he come, I know the mentality he has. He come in here, he won't be here but a year.
well, looking like he does. Too, you know?
Yeah, he
so,
does.
that's a pretty.
He was my linebacker when I first took linebacker job at Goshen, Kansas City linebacker coach. Him and Drake Thorne were my two outside linebackers. I got blessed. Yeah, I got blessed my first year, man.
Drake, we're looking for Drake to really, this is his year,
Yeah.
so it's good to get him back. His energy, so excited.
Don't get him. Please keep him away from energy drinks and sugar, man. If y'all know Drake, you know keep him away from that stuff there, man.
He's a good kid, though.
Great kid, yeah.
Final segment of this Mississippi Gulf coach or the coaching staff, man. We got the running back coach and wide receiver coach. I'll introduce yourself.
Coach Louvier, Nick Louvier, running backs coach.
Coach Van Bryant, the receivers coach. Most definitely, man. I'm glad to have y'all. I'm glad y'all giving us the time of the day, man. So let's talk about, your offensive, what type of offense y'all are running with. I didn't get a chance to ask Coach White what y'all running with. What kind of offense do y'all normally run? Do y'all spread? More everybody runs spread now, it seems like. But y'all spread, power attack, air raid, what y'all doing?
It depends on exactly what team we're playing that week. Once we break down film, the running backs coach break down his part, offensive line break down his part, and break down my part as well. Coach Wright spent a lot of time watching film and stuff. He'd be like, hey, we gonna go ahead and spread, go 10 personnel, or hey, we need to go more 11 personnel, 12 personnel. So it just depends on the team that we played that week.
Well, Coach, I know this is your first year here, man. I know you're looking forward to it. What's the most important thing or most thing you're looking forward to for the upcoming season?
Oh, just learning. Coach Wright, Coach Van's done a great job of just taking me under their wing and showing me everything from recruiting, breaking down film, just anything and everything I can learn from them. That's what I'm most excited about.
Man, most definitely. You got some great coaches, man. Definitely listen to everything and soak it in.
Yes, sir.
I heard you mention earlier when you was walking around that you're the youngest coach in the state of Mississippi in JUCO ball.
And the best dressed, too.
Yeah,
Don't
most
leave that
definitely mentioned that too, the best dress also that.
I might have said that.
Yeah. So give us some insight on that, man.
Oh, well, I'm not confirmed that I'm the youngest, but I don't think there's any 23-year-old position coaches in JUCO, so just say I'm the youngest, and I claim the best dress because it's just a light day for me. It's just a light day for me. So.
I like it. So this your first year, so where you from?
I'm from Jackson, Mississippi.
So it's like so hot. So you familiar with the coast when you come down here. So the recruiting wouldn't even be hard for you to know what the hot spots is to hit up, right?
Coach Wright takes me to the hot spots, and I just do the rest.
Yeah.
Watch him.
What about you, Coach? How long you been here, Coach?
I'm entering my 5th season here.
Let's see. So y'all been here about the same time. Yeah. So in the 5 years you've been here, what's the biggest change you have seen from this program? Coach told me to give you the hard questions.
Yeah, the biggest change I would say that I've seen is, how fast those guys buy into our system. Because I didn't expect to be in a national title game my second year. I thought it was going to take us a couple of years. I know Coach talked about it and preached to the guys and stuff, and how fast those guys brought into our system and the things that we do, the culture here and stuff that guys understand that, hey, we're going to do it like a pro. Coach said it from day one. In the classroom, weight room, meeting room, practice field, hey, just practice like a pro. And he told me they buy in, the quicker they buy in, the quicker we get to the national title game. And within 2 years we was there.
Yeah, man. I chronicled that whole season, man. I was like, God, I was in the Army when they won the last one, I think it was 7. So I didn't get to see none of that. But when I moved back home and they was back in the title picture again, I was like, sheesh. Came here, man, and that was a crazy season, man. Undefeated.
I still record it. I record.
It's on my DVR too, man.
I go every now and then.
I went up, I think, was it Pittsburgh?
That was Pittsburgh. In Kansas.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. They started out scary. I turned it around the corner. I think I forgot who it was y'all playing. Black one, man. They had a guy on defense, man. He was killing them. I don't know. D tackle guy. I think he was committed to. I
Florida State or something.
Yeah,
Man.
he was fine.
He was killing, man. I was like, he picking up fumbles and everything. One guy, but then after that, y'all buckled down on him, and yeah, it was over with. You know, whoever the offense, he ain't here. Coach Reeves, offensive line coach. Yeah, he got his work cut out for him up in at Perk, man, because they coming for your head.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Y'all coming for your head. Y'all got a target on y'all head.
Coach Bam, man, you're a wide receiver coach. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, Coach White. This is Perk, Coach White, give you hard questions. So personnel, man, you being a receiver, I know your real answer. You like 10 personnel, 12 or 11 personnel, or 21 personnel. Which one you like the most?
When I first started off in this career, I would say 10.
Yes, sir.
Will be my thing.
Yeah.
But you know, as I grew in this career and stuff like that, you know, I'm more so I like to have that tight end that we can put attached to the line, put them in the wing, and put them on the perimeter, so we can go in there. In case we get into a situation that hey, we need an extra blocker, we got the tight end. We don't have to switch out a receiver to tight end. But I would say, like I said early on, it was 10 personnel, but now, you know, I'm a big fan of having that tight end that we can put attached to the line and put them out there in the perimeter.
Most definitely. I'm the person that will Peyton Manning probably revolutionized football with 10 and 11 personnel because that tight end, he could bring them in the backfield, he could flex them out and block on quick screens and stuff. I actually like that type of personnel. Coach, your first year, what are you looking for to your running backs? What type of running backs do you want to have for this offense?
Athletic ones, ones who can do multiple things. Catch the ball off the backfield, run the ball in the middle, run the ball to the outside, fast speed. I look for speed, balance, and demeanor. Those are 3 things I'm real big on. You can't measure balance, you can't measure demeanor, but you can measure speed. So we try to get the fastest backs as possible.
You definitely a low hit from recruiting, but you already have returning, so you definitely got some toys you can play with.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Who was your first recruit?
I guess my first recruit this year would have been Dayon.
Hell of a recruit.
Gold.
Hell of a recruit.
You struck gold. You struck gold.
Yeah, I think you kind of stole him in the midnight hours because I don't think Perk was on Dayon or Oscar radar in the beginning. And I think toward the end, when y'all came in, I think that kind of made them feel better because I don't think they were ready to go off that much until they weren't ready to go off yet. Yeah, for a 4-year college. So now coming here, this place here, this a makeover spot. Y'all have them all right. I know you're gonna take care of Oscar for me. I just know you will. Have him out there, turn him into a little Jimmy Graham, and I think he got those capabilities in him. Then the fact that he played basketball and he's athletic too.
Yeah, man, he definitely athletic and with me or nothing. But Coach Bam is for you as well, man. As far as receiver coaching, man, what is the hardest habit you have to break your receivers from doing? Because you got some kids that want to have their hands down. I don't know if you big on that, but I know you have pet peeves as a coach. What is some of the habits you like to break? And I'm saying this for the kids that's looking at this, that's in high school, so they'll know from a college coach what to expect and how to actually line up.
I would say the hardest habit to break is those guys being predictable. When you line it up out there, I can tell when it's a run. Or when you line up out there, I can tell when it's a pass.
Right.
So the stance and starts is going to always be in my EDD, everyday drills.
Right.
So I'm going to make sure that we do stance and starts. All our stance have to look the same. So when they see us on film, there's no tendency, hey, they about to run the ball. Or hey, they about to pass the ball. So I think that's the hardest thing to do because the kids, coming out of high school, they stuck in their ways. They stuck in their ways, but if you want to hit the field here, you're going to do it our way.
Yes,
Otherwise, you're going to be sitting down. Yes, sit over beside me. That's it. Yeah.
So as far as running back coach, he said, tendency, you don't want your running back to get tendency. If he's, lining up in a certain way, because I watch film like I still coach. I'm like, oh, this is from the count, this is from the power. Because I can tell how a running back line up. How are you gonna approach that to make sure they're not tipping a play off to the defense?
Right, so Coach Bazz been working with me about teaching stance and start. So your stance and start is going to be the same regardless. When you approach the line, whenever you line up, it's going to be the same no matter what you're running. Right. So he's been working with me on that, and Drew worked for that.
Yeah, I got you. I don't want y'all to tip the plays. I don't want the players to tip the play because really good defensive coordinators. And Coach Light can attest to it too. I'm pretty sure there's been times where he's looking, he's like, screen, because you can tell how people line up. You know, you can tell, and basically you don't want to tip that off. That's just want to give some kids, you know, some pointers on how to be a college athlete and what to expect.
Can y'all please let the youngsters know how important it is to be a blocking receiver and running back?
Please. Oh man, that's critical here, especially here at Mississippi Gulf Coast, because I'm preaching to the guys. It's our job to extend the run on the perimeter, even the backside. I don't care if the ball is not coming to your side. Cut that guy off because he may make that tight. So it is important for you to block here. You can't block here. You ain't physical. No, you can't. We gonna block. We gonna work perimeter drills with the DBs and my linebackers. We gonna find the guys that can do it, because you ain't just come here just to catch ball. Yeah, we gotta run the ball at some point.
Right. No defense, man.
Right, just like Coach Bam said, I mean, if you can't pass block as running back, then you'll be watching a lot of football.
What we got you here for?
You gotta put your body on something.
Right.
You gotta
Quarterback
at least-
cannot get touched.
Right, at least get in the way.
Man, I just really appreciate. I'm really blown away how knowledgeable this coaching staff is,
Right.
man.
That's
Not
my
to
man
this
right
ain't, you know, my boy, the best dressed coach
Not me.
in JUCO. But man, we really appreciate y'all. It's really an honor and a privilege, man. We not saying it just to say it, man, because you let us in your building, you let us in your program, and really get an inside look, man. Haven't been here in years. I think I got to see the view where y'all actually, you know, film and call plays, and the suites are just second to none. State of the art. Really love the facility. Really love what you and Coach Wright doing here at Perk, man, and Gulf Coast, whatever y'all want to call it, man. Just looking forward to seeing y'all have it. I'm gonna be real. I want to see y'all win the national championship. You know, we gonna go to other schools or whatever, but this is my school, man. Having Coach Wright's here to lead you guys on and win one state championship first. I know we gotta go. We gotta walk, take steps. You know, win the East. We're still the East, right? We on the East or the West? North, South. So we on the South. We on the South, my bad. So we win the South, win the state, and don't get to one of those ball games and win the national championship, man. So really looking forward. What are y'all looking forward to as far as the season?
Man, I'm really looking forward to those three freshmen that are coming in and being an addition to my receiving corps. Got a bunch of guys that returning from last year. Looking for those guys to get together, and I'd say a band of brothers, and they get together and they start a relationship, and you know, because if they start a relationship and feel comfortable around each other, and the competition out there on the field versus DB versus each other, you know, that kind of stuff that made me feel real good. That those guys are comfortable, want to go out there and compete, and just looking forward to those three freshmen coming in, man, and being a part of what we have here. I think that they're gonna come in and have a great impact on what we're doing this upcoming season as well.
I love Dion, man. God, please, man. But you already had coming back with the addition of him. Oh my God.
That's some speed, man.
Yeah, hand, speed, size, agility. He checked all the blocks.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm like, Perk got a D1 talent that he chose to come here. That just says a lot about the program here. You know, like, y'all have a great program intact, and people know it. They know it. They know it. That's why.
We're allowed to ask them to speak for us.
Yes, sir.
We're allowed to ask them to speak for us.
So, like I said, who was the last team to win the national championship in the state of Mississippi in the JUCO ranks?
We sit here.
Who the only team to win a national championship in the state of Mississippi in football?
right.
Perk, you know what I'm saying? So,
That's a lot to go a long way.
you pop your chest out on that right there.
Go a long way, man.
Right.
Well, Coach, man, we actually want to ask y'all, because y'all give us more of the building, the locker room, and the way when we want to check it out. Y'all mind touring us around, man? Y'all mind showing us around?
Oh, yeah, we'll check it out.
All right,
Sounds fun.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Yeah, see, yeah, big boy, man, Perk. Yeah, 5'2". Yeah, real live, real hit.
Yeah, Chico, talking to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Toothpicking your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, y'all. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay?